A sick day for Amos McGee. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, ring, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out the door. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. Who do you think some of his friends are at the zoo? He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. He would run races with the tortoise, who never, ever lost. That's funny because tortoises are slow, so either Amos is slow or he's letting the tortoise win. He would sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. And he'd lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. Wow, Amos McGee is a kind friend, and it seems like he's a calm presence, and he knows what his friends need. One day, Amos woke up with sniffles and sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Ugh, I don't think I'll be going to work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently, all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. Where is Amos? The animals wondered. Later that day, what are they doing, do you think? They're leaving the zoo. Okay. They're all standing on the sidewalk, looking at the street. What do you think they're doing here? Do you see what's on this post? It's a sign for a bus. I think they might be at a bus stop. And here comes the number 5 bus. You see it says, "Put on a hat and take a dive. Make a big round tummy now." That's a 5. Where do you think they're taking the number 5 bus? Hooray! My good friends are here. They came to see Amos. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. "I'm too tired to run races today," said Amos to the tortoise. "Let's play hide and seek instead." The tortoise hid inside his shell. Amos hid beneath the covers. Amos yawned. "I could use a nap." The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. All the animals are doing for Amos what he did for them. "I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you," said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. "Perhaps we'll share a pot of tea?" Amos wound his alarm clock. "It's getting late," he said. "After all, we have a morning bus to catch." So Amos said goodnight to the elephant, and goodnight to the tortoise, and goodnight to the penguin, and goodnight to the rhinoceros, and goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. Oh, and they all all slept together. The end.